So, proceed po tayo ulit sa statement na sa bagong career progression system, lahat ng head teachers na mariretitle sa equivalent teaching or master position ay required na magturo. Is this a fact or myth? The correct answer is, it is a myth. So, it could be one of their options pero mandatory po yun na bumalik sa pagtuturo. So, HT and ASPs retitled to equivalent teaching positions are given options in terms of functions to be performed. So, nailatag po to kayo na ni Ma'am Chanda. So, ulitin lang po natin, pwede silang mag-assume ng function attached to the retitled teacher or master teacher position. Pangalawang option, they could also perform existing functions by virtue of designation. Third option nila, they could also perform as a school head designate in any elementary or secondary school within the SDO with no school principal item. So inline din po nga ito sa ating goal or the modified staffing standard for school principal na 1:1 po ang ating principal and unique school ratio. So another statement po, lahat ng ongoing assessment para sa vacant HT at ASP na nasimulan bago ang issuance ng DO24 series of 2025 ay hindi na ipagpapatuloy at kakailanganing ulitin ang assessment gamit ang bagong guidelines. So, ito po ay isang myth. So, yung mga posisyon po katulad ng HTs, ASPs, SST, or SNET that are already published and posted and or with ongoing assessment and selection prior po sa issuance ng DO24 series of 2025 shall continue to be processed, governed by our old guidelines. So tuloy-tuloy lamang po yung kanilang assessment or selection process. So naway malinaw po yun sa lahat. So it's a myth. So next statement we have, sa bagong expanded career progression system, hindi binigyang halaga at pinabayaan ang mga head teachers at assistant school principals. So bilang sila ang mainly affected as for abolishment ang kanilang position, once na na-vacate na po ito po ay isang myth. So during the 3-year transition period, regarded po as on-stream candidates, ang mga nasabing posisyon, HTs and ASPs for the school administration career line. So priority po natin sila. They shall also be given professional development interventions to equip them with the necessary competencies to be full-fledged principal. So supportahan din po natin sila by providing them professional development interventions. And lastly, as mentioned, they are priority in promotion. So whether through reclassification po ito or natural vacancy to school principal 1 position without passing po yung entry point which is the master teacher 1 position. So I hope it's clear na myth po na hindi binigyang halaga or pinabayaan ang mga head teachers at assistant school principals. So, moving forward and to assess po ang naging inyong understanding, magkakaroon po tayo ulit ng quick understanding checkpoint. So, I have here some few questions on the transitory provisions. Kung sakaling ito po ay na-erase nyo na rin po sa aming inquiry form, makinig po tayo ng mabuti. So, unang tanong po, I am holding an ECP affected position, so head teacher or ASP. Do I need to pass through master teacher 1 before being reclassified to principal 1? So kakasagot lang po natin ito. So for the duration of the 3-year transition period, you shall be given priority in promotion, whether through reclassification or natural vacancy to school principal 1 position without passing through the master teacher 1 position. So next question, if I am already at step 2 or higher position and reclassified to an equivalent position, will my step increment reset to step 1? So quick answer po ay no. So pursuant to section 5.5 of DBM Budget Circular number 2019 -1, incumbents of positions which were retitled shall continue to be paid at their present salary rate. Inuulit po natin, present salary rate including step increment. So next question, I am an ECP-affected head teacher who does not qualify for either school principal or master teacher position. What options do I have? So as presented earlier, incumbents are given the option to retain their position title and continue to perform as assistant school head or department head in the same school by virtue of designation. Next question. I am a special needs education teacher. How does the ECP system affect my career? So para po sa mga SNET teachers, your position shall be retitled to the equivalent position in the ECP system and shall maintain the parenthetical title of SNET. So you shall also perform the same function. So we're down to the last two understanding checkpoints. So question po natin, I am a qualified incumbent of an ECP-affected position, but all schools in our SDO have already been assigned with one school principal. What options do I have? So, ang answer po natin dito ay number 1, you may retain your position title and continue to perform as assistant school head or department head in the same school by virtue of designation, or during the 3-year transition period, you will be given priority for promotion through natural vacancies. So provided that you are among the top 5 or top ranking candidates in the selection process. So last checkpoint po natin, our question is, does retitling to an ECP equivalent position require undergoing HRMPSB assessment? So quick answer is no, as all incumbents who will be retitled to equivalent position titles in the ECP system are not required to undergo the comparative assessment. However, meeting the CSC approved QS shall be required. So, naway naging malinaw po yun. We'll again have a quick moment to play a round of fact or myth for the guidelines on the reclassification of teaching positions. So, meron po ulit tayong tatlong fact or myth game. So, una po, ang statement, ang mga non-teacher applicants katulad ng head teachers, ASPs, or TICs for reclassification ay maaaring magpa-reclassify to teaching or master teacher position kahit hindi sila gumagamit ng CPST-based IPCRS or teachers. So, kindly react po if you think this is a fact or a myth. Send heart for fact. Sad face naman po for myth. Mamaya po antabayanan natin kung anong magiging sagot. Next po, ang mga applicants na hindi makakapag-submit ng means of verification or MOVs para sa kahit anong non-classroom observable indicators ay ma-exclude sa pool of candidates. So ano po sa tingin nyo ang tamang answer? Send your reacts or comments below. Natin. Lahat ng remaining candidates sa career na umabot sa 50-point cut-off score pero hindi ma-accommodate for reclassification ngayong fiscal year dahil sa limited fund ay required na sumailalim muli sa assessment next year. So ito po ba isang fact or isang myth? Malalaman po natin sa ating sunod. So feel free to join in or to react or to send in your question. But now, marami pong nagtatanong, paano po ako mag-a-apply for reclassification?